All right. Waluigi's the best. He's not bad. He's not that bad. All right, let's get into this. Let's get this started. Let's get this started. So, as you guys know, I've talked about a Pearl a few times here. You know, another red pill content creator. Not a particular fan. I used to know her on TikTok. She's probably a nice person, but her ideology is terrible. Anyway, Abba and Preach covered her, so I wanted to take a look at it. Let's get this started.
If this was Pearl's world, I'd get rid of birth control. I'd ban it, but that'll never happen.
Wow. Okay.
I think that's the root of all evil. And I'd actually go for the root of all evil.
The root of all evil.
Birth control. Women are the root of all evil. Absolutely.
Okay, my girl.
Say it. I don't think women should vote. Huh? I don't think women should vote. I don't think women should vote.
Look, I don't get it. Bro, at this point, there's no way she believes in herself at this point. Like, we're at a point now where, like, okay, Pearl, you're just a meme. I don't think women should vote. Okay. Incredible.
Oh, Jesus, keep on going. Yeah, no, women, you can't vote. No birth control. Keep it going.
No, because it's always freedom without responsibility. And
I
so,
love it.
the
Women
reason
should not vote. Pearly said it herself.
I'll tell you why, though.
What responsibility don't women have? That would be like I don't understand.
I'll tell you why, because there's freedom without responsibility. And before women, like I believe in consequences for your decision. So the men know if they vote someone batshit crazy into power, you guys get drafted. We don't. Women decide elections. We're 55% of the population. I think if we want to vote, equally draft us. Y'all want equality.
So first and foremost, I don't necessarily disagree with this. Here's the thing. You don't have to sign up for the draft. I live in America, so I'm going to go based off America. Legally, at 18, men are supposed to sign up for the draft. There's no punishment if you don't. We don't need to draft people. We have a lot of stupid people. We keep people poor so that they feel like they can only go into the military. You know how everybody's like, my brother fought and died for this country. No, they didn't. They fought and died for like a college degree. You know what I mean? They fought and died so that they could actually have a job. That's where we're at now. Most people going to the military aren't like, I love this country. Most of them are like, this country hates me. I need to make money. Right? So you don't have to apply. You don't actually have to sign up for the draft. Should we make women do that? Sure, that's fine. But we don't actually. When is the last time we drafted in the United States? And I know that she lives in England or whatever. But when is the last time we drafted in the U.S.? We're gonna use U.S. as like a general idea, right? So it was 1973. Okay. The last man inducted entered the U.S. Army on June 30th, 1973 during the last draft concluded. Okay, so much more recent than I thought. But at this point, nobody's drafted anymore. What? I'm not. That wasn't an insult to people in the military. I'm just telling you, the military. I mean, come on. When's the last time we fought a just war? I don't know. So, on top of that, though, like realistically speaking, the war isn't the only responsibility people have, right? Like if you vote somebody into power, let's say you don't vote, then guess what happens? Roe v. Wade gets overturned, right? I don't think Vietnam was a just war, but right, the consequences of our actions are the ways that the political landscape or our social landscape will change based on how we vote. That's pretty much it.
And personally, I don't want to get drafted, so I'll be in the kitchen.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I thought she was crazy. I think she has a point.
Go ahead.
She's talking about equality.
Sure.
That's just what the birth control thing. Hey, yo. But I understand where she's coming from with the drafting thing.
2 hours later.
No, it's not because they don't. It's not because they vote and they don't get drafted and they don't suffer the consequences of not being with. Nah. So yeah, no, I got nothing. I really tried.
Why don't you just say?
I want to know what happened to those 2 hours. Again, yeah, throw women into the draft. But do you really want women in the military? Do you really want to have a weaker military, guys? I mean, come on, it's a lose-lose. You know what I mean? Nah, but put them in the draft. Who really gives a shit, right?
Women should get drafted. The whole idea of like you shouldn't get voted to get drafted. No. First off, when's the last time a draft happened? Like what, 30, 40, 50 years? Okay, that's one.
Yeah, like 50 years.
1, 2.
I think 1963 in the UK. I don't even understand white people outside the United States. I don't really get it.
Act like when people get elected to be politicians, they don't enact laws that negatively impact strictly women. What, you think a birth control ban wouldn't affect women primarily?
No, it's not just men.
What do you think, an abortion ban doesn't affect women primarily?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have an abortion ban in the United States, but we lifted protections on abortion, so now it's state by state. So I believe half the states are now, you know, pro birth. Yeah. And realistically, if women can't vote, you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a pretty drastic shift. You'd probably see a conservative shift, but that doesn't make it a good thing. I mean, like, this is the thing, you know, women tend to be a little more progressive. They tend to be a little bit more liberal. Yuck. I don't think it would be a good thing because, again, I associate femininity with like compassion in a lot of ways. I think men are very logical. I don't know. I don't think it would be a good thing. I think it would just like heavily disrupt our balance. I think like welfare programs. I think that's like I think women would tend to vote like Democrat because they vote for supporting other people. They're more empathetic. I'm not like my wife's more empathetic than me. Well, maybe that's not true. My wife's a fucking pistol, but I don't think it would be good for us to remove those. I don't see why we would remove women for what reason. You know what I mean? It's just like so. She's probably memeing. This is the thing. This is one of those things. I'm overthinking this because it doesn't matter. Pearl doesn't think it'll ever happen, so she can virtue signal that women are bad because she doesn't ever think that these things could happen. That's really what it comes down to. Pearl doesn't actually want to remove her ability to vote, but she knows that like women will never lose their ability to vote. And so like boom. And I like that. Women are more emotionally intelligent. That makes sense to me. Yeah, emotionally intelligent is a good way to say it. I'd say that men are probably a little more logically intelligent, but those two intertwine. There are men with emotional intelligence. There's women with logical intelligence, right?
Right? There are plenty of laws that a crazy batshit politician come in and enact that would primarily only affect women. But you pulled up drafts, which is like something that rarely, if ever, happens. And then you're using that to say they should lose.
I mean, if we're going to ban abortion at this point, we should ban divorce. You know what I mean? You know? I don't know.
Lose our right to vote.
This way it'll affect men too. Something like that. If you have a baby with somebody, you're forced to be with them forever. How does that sound?
And the birth control thing was so crazy to me. It's like argument for the birth control, I guess, is because of birth control, women can now be more selective, and so it's worse for society. So they want to remove your ability to choose. And here's a problem. Okay?
I don't even get the birth control argument, honestly.
This girl's a really popular red pill creator, and people sent me this link because the dude in the interview was acting retarded. And to be fair,
whoa,
in the interview, she was making a lot more sense than that guy was. Okay, but I stopped at this part, and I had to cringe so incredibly fucking hard. Because I don't think people realize how crazy red pill folks sound when they say stuff like this and how easy to discredit stuff. I think people should bring back slavery because what? I think women should lose the right to vote. And I think
well, listen. Hold on. We did bring back slavery. If you think about it, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking kidding, dude.
They should lose their right to some of the biggest inventions that brought us to this current age right now. People want to just get rid of because what? A lot of these folks enter this red pill space and they'll say like, oh, we're not misogynist, we're not anti-women, not anti-women. You should lose your right to vote. And you should lose your ability to have contraceptives. What? You cannot hold on to the moniker that you guys are not misogynist, that you guys are not anti-women, and then take away some of the most basic fundamental rights to people who not only pay taxes, who not only participate in society as full-fledged adults, and have to finance things. You know, like, listen, whether you like it or not, women are paying their taxes, women are involved in politics, women are helping to make these decisions, they're in managerial positions. It's not like they're here on the side. That's not the case.
And also 51% of the planet.
Okay? So you sit there, you say, we're not misogynist.
Damn, 51% of the planet? What's your excuse, guys? Why can't you get any pussy? Not Ab and Preach. I mean, like, you guys out there. What's the excuse, incels? What are you doing, bro? What are you guys doing? Come on.
But people who contribute a lot to society shouldn't have the right to vote is crazy. Because I imagine, if you're really looking at it like, well, they don't contribute as much as a man, there's plenty of groups who don't contribute as much as others. Should they lose their right to participate in democracy?
Yes. Well, so then I would contest that argument that women don't contribute as much as men. Financially, women don't contribute as much as men. Of course. Yeah, because men tend to be in the positions that generate more money. But I think that there are a lot of positions that women tend to gravitate towards that are criminally underpaid. I think nurses are underpaid and overworked. I think like direct support professionals, individuals who work in like some caretaking roles, I think that those are like criminally underpaid positions. Especially since the dynamic for men and women, and it is changing, but it's like man and woman. The dynamic now is men and women are both supposed to work, and then the woman's supposed to come home and clean, cook, and take care of the kids. That's obviously changing. But back in the day, what it used to mean to be a good father was to go to work and come home and ignore your kids. Now that's changing slowly, but still socially, women are still expected to take care of more stuff at the house, even if they're working equally as much as a man. That's just a reality. I think it's like silly to put that type of a number on like a contribution, right? It's kind of just ridiculous to me.
What about poor people?
Only rich people should vote.
Because they pay the most amount of taxes? Is that how it should be?
True. Huh? Right. But proportionally, rich people don't pay enough taxes. Let's be real here, bro.
Makes sense. Old folks, women, kids. Because if you can, if you're like 12, you can hold a rifle. I mean, you haven't contributed to society yet.
The Taliban's got us on that one. They got AKs in like 11-year-olds fucking arms and shit.
You could make that case. Oh. You don't vote, you go to war, and the rest fund. Yeah, it's not that bad. Think about it. I think it makes sense.
True.
There you go. It's just, this is the kind of stuff that you will see that will come and discredit the red pill folks. And I'm saying this as like, forget me.
This is, listen, again, this is all I've seen from red pill folks. I've never seen like a solid red pillar. Ever. Like, you could direct me towards one. I'll take a look at their content. But every single like red pill manosphere content creator I've ever looked at has always been like just fucking super sexist. It's fucking and I'm gonna say sexist because I think that the manosphere treats men like shit too. Because here's the thing: they teach you that women are less than, and then they teach you that men are dumb fucking barbarian animals that can't control their penises. Men should be able to cheat because they're too fucking stupid to not come in other girls. It's like, holy shit, the fucking bigotry of lowered expectations, guys. You should be embarrassed. That should be embarrassing to you. Like, oh yeah, they can't. Guys have penis and need to come. 5 different girls. It's like, why? Why can't men learn restraint, self-control, and priorities? You know what I mean? Like, why can't we teach that? I don't understand. Like, it's just fucking crazy.
Let's say a news person pulls up a media hit piece, okay, on Red Pill folks. They're going to play this clip.
This is Pearl's world. I'd get rid of birth control. I'd ban it. I think that's the root of all evil.
I think that she's just trying to have a baby, and she doesn't want her, like, boyfriend to tell her to stop taking birth control. He's not trying to lock that shit down, bro.
And their audience is going to know that red pill popular people are saying dumb shit like this, and they're going to discredit everything. This is not like a wacky take like, oh, you know, like, I feel like women should earn more than men, or men should earn more than women. It's not that. You should lose your ability to vote. Now, you may not care about voting, but understand it is one of the most fundamental freedoms that we have in the free world, okay?
Very important, guys. Vote, especially in your local elections, okay? It's true. Especially if you're not white. I know you think that's a joke, but like a lot of like white people, I think, are like disproportionately vote more than anybody else in the United States. Especially like white rich guys. You know what I mean? Try to make the time. Try to vote in your local elections. You should do that. You're being serious, okay? If you're frustrated with the system, actually vote. Unless you're white. Don't vote if you're white, guys. Just kidding.
Not care for it, but it is one of the most important. It's akin to telling people you should lose free speech because you're a woman. That's how crazy it is.
That's true.
And if you don't understand how unhinged this messaging is, I don't think people are really listening to what it means to the average person. It's interesting because I'll say like red pill stands for the truth. Oh, people are misunderstanding the red pill. The red pill's not misogyny. It stands for the truth. Women shouldn't be able to vote. Nigga, you are bugging. You are bugging. Play this clip to 99% of people and they'll be like, you are bugging.
Yes, but peep game.
Here's the thing. If you don't let women vote, then women are going to start to stab their husbands in their sleep more. Think about that. First of all, women are going to nag us more. You guys think things are bad now? Imagine women lost the ability to vote. My wife wouldn't shut the fuck up. It's all she would talk about. She would try to make me vote in a certain way. And if the girl you're with has a very powerful pussy, you're going to do whatever she wants. That's the reality. You guys make fun of me, but like if I'm pussy whipped sometimes, bro, because I'm never going to get it. It's like, bro, you're like, oh, just fuck someone else. I could, but it's not going to be that good. I might as well just get a fucking sex doll at that point. This is the problem, dude. The power of that, all right? So I'd rather her be able to vote and she just shut the fuck up, go vote, leave me alone, okay? Women's freedoms is also the freedoms from me having to listen to my fucking wife's talk, okay? Don't ruin it, guys. Okay, you want to know why there's an obesity epidemic? Nobody talks about it because women are trying to poison their husbands with salt and preservatives. They're trying to kill us. It'll get even worse. They're just gonna fucking put poison in our food. They're gonna kill us, guys. Okay, it's true. Okay, it's true. Yes, my wife is influencing me already. Yes, that's my point. Okay. Hey, listen, it is what it is.
Their way of thinking, that's the truth. That women do a whole bunch of crazy things without any repercussion. They just do shit. It's wild. And if they do shit and it's wild, that's the truth. In their way of thinking,
okay,
that's the truth. That women...
Yeah, still misogyny.
and they vote, and it's why to them that's the truth, and that's why they call it.
Yeah, I don't really get the whole like women don't have any consequences in society. Like I don't know what you're talking about. The only consequence women don't have is like if they hit a guy, the guy really can't hit back usually. But that's pretty much it. You can still arrest him, go to jail. It's like fucking throwing a feather at a brick wall anyway. You know what I mean? So
yeah, still misogyny.
Yes,
you can't say this is the truth. It's not misogyny.
But it's like
your truth is misogyny.
But it's
because
like
I don't like using that word because it's so overused. It makes me cringe.
It's like
let's be honest. Yeah. If somebody comes out and say women shouldn't be able to vote for this reason, yeah, you're gonna be painted as misogynist.
Yes, exactly.
Well, it's not gonna be painted. You're just gonna you are a misogynist. It's not you're not being painted as anything. Okay, you are a misogynist. Okay.
Like whenever people, their ultra conception of what being a racist is the dude with a little mustache. If you don't,
what's about Hitler?
Sure.
Hitler.
If you're not that, then you're not that. Even though you do certain things. So people, for them to be a misogynist, you have to delete people, or having the intention of deleting people, or not wanting to have the intentions in that. And because they're not that extreme, they don't want to be painted as that. Sure. I think that's why this is happening. And these are, I'm not that. I mean, I love women.
You are.
I love women.
Oh, okay. I think I understand what they lost me a little bit. I think what they're trying to say, or what Preach is trying to say, is that people think that misogyny is hating women, but misogyny is just treating women as less than. It's like you're treating somebody as less than. Right? Same thing with like racism, right? Like, but that's what progressive racism is. You have to agree with me. I've had people saying like, "Oh, that's stupid, Papa Guy. You don't know the words." Progressive racism is racism of basically belittling people of like white people, white liberals, belittling people of color by saying, "I know what's better for you." It's patronizing them. All right, the manosphere is equal to that in some ways, and in other ways they're just like outwardly fucking sexist, right? So
I wear that hat. You gotta wear that hat. That's what you guys are, and not all of you, but the folks who endorsing this kind of rhetoric, yeah.
You know what kind of hat? You know what kind of hat I'm wearing? You know what kind of hat I'm wearing? Titties. What's up, bro? Okay, like that. That's the hat I'm wearing, bro. My wife got me that hat. She got me at Spencer's in the mall the other day. How do you like that, dude?
That's what you are. And people ask, but you say a lot of stuff. Listen, there's stuff that these red pillars say that is absolutely true. You know, when they're talking about hypergamy and the idea that, like, you know, there's some discriminatory practices that women engage in that are absolutely hypocritical, and then they demand to be coddled all the time about their preferences or whatever. It's like, yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, no. There are some bullshit. And we pointed out. But I would never want to associate with a label because of cringe shit like this, right?
I mean, I don't know exactly what they're talking about. There are some women who do that, but I don't know if you'd be able to classify that as women in general.
Oh, red pill's the truth. Yes, and feminism stands for equality, but 99% of you niggas don't want to call yourselves feminists, okay? For a reason.
That's true.
Because you understand that even though at its root it may be that, you understand the way it manifests in the world and the way that it's marketed isn't that.
Well, no, that's not why I wouldn't want to be a feminist, because male feminists are gay. Listen, here's the thing. Even if feminism was actually... Listen, even if feminism was... First of all, feminism is about equality between men and women. There are some people that are crazy that take it a little too far. Absolutely. I think that we're at a point now where, like, legally, well, outside of abortion, honestly, we're pretty much on paper. Everything is, you know, peachy keen. There's still some social things to work out. I think some people take it and they run with it the wrong way. But every male feminist that I've ever run into, any man that I've ever heard say, I'm a male feminist, has been a yucky fucker in some capacity. Whether they're fucking around with kids, disrespecting women worse than like other normal men, it's fucking weird. I don't know, that's my experience. Could be anecdotal. I mean, it is by definition, my experience is anecdotal, right? But every male identifying feminist has always like taken advantage of like social groups, you know what I mean? Like Joe Robe, Modern Warrior, Turtleneck Emo. These are some random names that you guys probably don't even know. They don't really give a fuck, you know what I mean? The truth. True.
Same thing with Red Pill. It's like I could buy into a lot of the true things that they say. But guess what? You guys are so fucking cringe online and say so much radical dumb shit that I'm like, I would never want to associate with that kind of branding. Ever. Listen to that. And if you don't understand how crazy that sounds, again, play that clip for most people in the world and they'll be like,
I've still never really seen like any red pill speaking any facts. Somebody please direct me towards like a red pill person that's like not, that's saying something like decent. I actually want to take a look. Like, show me something.
This bitch is crazy.
Maybe they just don't identify as red pill because it's fucking psychopath shit. Maybe that's what it is.
And it's unfortunate because you can have a bunch of great takes, right? Like her in this podcast. She did a great job for the most part, countering what Hafiz was saying because Hafiz was lost. But
like what? What was he saying? What was he lost on? I'm just curious.
She said women no voting. Let's go. some of it is false, right? And I can go into some of the truths and false as well. And so because you're not able to simply look things up, you're in a conversation where you're like, okay, I'm gonna give this person the benefit of the doubt. But if the data doctrinal books, you'll be like, wow, like it's literally like reading Dr. Seuss and reading something like Hamlet. It's like night and day difference. And so to me,
what the fuck's this guy talking about?
I think I acknowledge that a lot of their ideas are truthful. And to me, it's very, very.
I would love to know what's the solid idea that's being talked about, but okay.
If you do all of this and then in the middle of your spiel, you're like, let's bring back slavery. Sorry, you're going to lose a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to lose a lot of people. So you guys got to understand the way some of this stuff is perceived online. I know folks want me to react to the debate, but I thought this was a flashpoint for me because outside of this red pill space, the only thing that a regular person is going to care.
I just really wonder, especially since, like,
she said women.
She said this at 30 minutes in, so we're not even 2 hours into the video. I feel like Abin preached that he watched up to just this point, and he's like, all right, let's stop here. Because that was 30 minutes in when she said that dumb shit.
About when they watch this interview is the portion where she's saying that's her solution to a lot of problems.
Bro, the biggest troll in the entire fucking world is when people say Papa's view on the dating is understandable since he's out of the dating market. A lot has changed. A lot has not changed. The magic of the world hasn't changed. I left the dating market like a couple of years ago. I was fucking poly for the longest time. Like, the dating market hasn't drastically changed in this way. Like, not all women are fucking insane when it comes to dating. Like, there are some annoying parts of dating. Like, women are the one, like, most women are on dating apps. Or not most women, but like a fucking solid, like a third of the women on dating apps are just on there for like an ego boost. Like, these things can get very frustrating. It's very frustrating for men to use dating apps. But, you know, I understand that. But I'm like, the fundamental hypocrisies of women with what? Like, what's the fundamental hypocrisy? Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's a cop-out to say that my views are understandable because I'm out of the dating market. It's not a real argument, dude. I feel like you know that was going to trigger the fuck out of me. I feel like you know that was going to trigger me to oblivion. You guys are fucking... I know that you guys know how to trigger the shit out of me. Okay? You guys are crazy. Okay? Okay? But, like, I want to know what's the hypocrisy that women are, like, are encouraged to engage in like, society. You know what I mean? Maybe the short fat thing, but I don't think that there's a hypocrisy there. I don't, like the only hypocrisy I'd say is, like, when women say don't shame us for our bodies, but then shame short guys. Like, sure, but I'm not seeing that in any, like, huge way. I see a lot of fat shaming on TikTok, especially of women. I don't really see a lot of short shaming. Yeah, I just want to see it. I'm not even against looking at it. I just want to see it, dude. I want to see it.
Problems. Women need to go to white school.
They
need to lose birth control.
They
lose their right to vote.
If that's being so, why are you on that podcast?
Who's me?
That girl. She should be talking right now. She's a woman. Sure. Shut the fuck up, lady. You're a woman, right? Stop with you. Shit, don't vote. Go to the kitchen. Shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear you.
Yeah, live your truth. If you're gonna say that women are inferior, stop talking.
That shit was crazy, bro.
Whenever you say something like that, well, there's repercussion and there's, you know, consequences.
Yeah.
If you don't decide to, you know, take account. No.
I think viewers are smart. Viewers understand to take what they can and then...
Hazma? You know, I've heard Hazma's pretty good. Is he like a red pill guy? Because maybe that would be an example of like a red pill guy that's like male supportive instead of female breaking down. Maybe. It's not a bad idea. Direct me to a video. Maybe he's like one of the solid red pillars. Would he call himself a red pillar, though? That's what I was saying before. Do these guys that like align with some of the manosphere ideology, they call themselves red pill, or do they think that's cringe? You know?
Leave away what they don't like.
You think?
So, yeah, I think it's tricky.
Okay.
I think a lot of people probably would see this clip, even folks who call themselves a red pill or whatever it is, and they would look at this and be like, nah, I'm not rocking with that. And I think that's good. So I think the viewers, you know, got to give them some credit. Most of them can finally figure this shit out. But yeah, that shit makes y'all look bad. That shit makes y'all look bad. So just careful who you champion out here because they can easily come to discredit your movement. Let us know what you guys think. Maybe you guys agree or disagree. We want to hear from you.
Yeah. I actually have to take a shit.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.